107.5 WBLS. Welcome inside of the Quiet Storm tonight. And that's, of course, something brand new from Ronald Isley and Kim with My Favorite Thing. My favorite thing is sitting down and having great conversation. I know some may consider that to be too old school, but I think, we've moved so far away from communicating to each other. And it's always nice to have company over who I can talk to. And I have a beautiful lady in my company tonight who you are very familiar with because you've gotten to know her over the last several weeks on one of the hottest shows on VH1 called Love and Hip Hop New York. And it's a pleasure to welcome a singer, songwriter, composer. Her name is Amina Buddafly. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
So how's life?
Life is stressful these days. I must admit, I'm not going to lie.
You're too young to be stressed right now.
I know, but reality TV is not an easy thing to do. I've now experienced firsthand.
On a lot of different levels.
Yes, on a lot of levels.
It's pretty hard, I'm sure, and challenging for you to be living out your life in front of millions of people.
Yes. Very.
And I can only imagine. I haven't been down your lane, but your situation has been exposed a lot.
Yes, and it's a crazy situation. That's what makes it even harder. And you just said that people have gotten to know me over the last few weeks, but I wouldn't necessarily agree because when I look at the TV, it's like sometimes I'm like that's not really who I am. And people that knew me before the show say the same thing that Amina's not like that.
And that's why, Amina, I wanted to invite you up.
Thank you. Good.
Because I want us all to kind of get to know you beyond what we see.
Right.
So this is going to be a wonderful platform for you to kind of educate us about who the woman is behind the reality show of Love and Hip Hop New York. And I'm going to invite you guys who are listening to us, if you're at home in the comfort of your home, you could actually see us behind the scenes. We're going to talk in between the records, off air but online.
All right.
So go to LennyGreen.com and you'll see right there on the homepage that you could see us live. Or you can go to WBLS.com and click on the Quiet Storm page and you could see us live and in studio. And I promise I'll get a little in depth on both levels.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
But the topic tonight, this is the topic tonight. I know you may not get into the Quiet Storm a lot with your crazy schedule, but every time around this time of the night we have a topic, and it always relates to love, relationships, or sex. You don't have to worry about sex. We're not going to deal with that topic tonight, okay? So we're going to talk about relationships. Okay, well, maybe you can give me a topic that I can use at a different time. That would help. Can a person that has cheated in a relationship ever be trusted? That's the topic at hand. I know I have a young lady on hold, so I want to go to her. Darlene, say hello to Amina Buddafly.
Oh, hi, Anita. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So the topic at hand tonight, my love, is can a person that has once cheated in a relationship ever be trusted again? What do you say?
Absolutely not.
Under no circumstances?
The element of trust has pretty much been broken. And what I don't understand is how people can forgive people again and again and again and give them permission to cheat all over again. It seems like it's a circle that goes round and round. So absolutely not.
What do you say, Amina?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really agree. I think if that person does the right things and proves that he can be trusted again, he could. Like, if it's a one-time thing, but if it happens continuously, multiple times, it's a different story. But I believe, like, actions, after.
Always speak louder than words.
Yeah.
See, darling, I mean, that's almost like to say, a person can never be reformed.
Right. Well, for me, once is enough. So,
okay, yeah.
There are other people who are a little bit more forgiving than I am, but for me, once is enough.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts tonight. Thanks for calling in. What's the song request that we can hit you up with tonight?
I would like to hear Casey and JoJo's Knock It Off.
Oh, that's kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, baby. You got it. Thanks for calling.
I don't know if they'll do that in concert. I hope they will, but I'm here. Thanks
for calling tonight. Well, you know what? I can almost relate to what Darlene was saying about once is enough.
I mean, yeah, good for her. It's just that when you love someone, so I'm just going from me and my relationships, and I've been cheated on, and I like giving second chances, but it definitely has to. The person has to show that
You know what? In 10 years, that's going to change a little bit. But
Maybe.
Amina Buddafly is with us from Love and Hip Hop New York. let's continue with the ear candy that you love, baby. If, like I said, look at us behind the scenes. And if you'd like to talk one-on-one with Amina tonight, 1-855-453-6694. You can call us up and have a one-to-one with Amina inside the Quiet Storm. Thank you for locking in with us online. We really appreciate the love in a great way. This beautiful lady who sits beside me is definitely coming into a lot of households, and including yours, on Monday nights in Love and Hip Hop New York. Very interesting experience. I just want to know what really convinced you to decide to, do reality TV, not knowing, what the outcome was going to be and how situations was going to unfold. Like,
I mean, I've always been a musician and about my music.
Okay.
And really, I wanted to get my music exposed. And the fact that when we, previously to taping, they talked about what it's going to be like and what they are interested in. And they seemed very interested in the fact that I'm an artist and in my music. And, they wanted to showcase that. And seeing some of the, pre-production and, what they wanted to film had a lot to do with, me and my writings. And they ended up using a lot of my music, which is really the reason why I did it. And so everything else with the drama, ended up kind of being
I know
out there a little too much for my taste.
A little too much for your taste?
Yeah.
What does
crazy.
the family say?
Crazy. Actually, only my sisters, they live in Germany. They watch it online. My parents have no idea what I'm doing. My dad, oh my God, he doesn't even know
He would flip
my
out.
situation.
He would flip out, I'm sure.
He would definitely flip out.
Is mom and dad they were very strict on you guys growing up?
Actually, no. My mom is like the opposite of strict. She was very free with us, growing up. She let us do whatever we wanted. So she's very open and still to this day, whatever makes me happy. She would never tell me what to do. My dad is a little more protective and especially when it comes to men.
Wow.
He's never liked any of me or my sister's boyfriends. And now, two of us are married and it's lazy.
Yeah. Look, it does definitely take a turn in everybody's life. But one thing, I mean, there are new conventional ways of us getting introduced to new artists. And reality TV is definitely a wonderful platform. So your intentions were right.
I mean, you know what? To me, I agree. A lot of people think that it's the wrong platform and I shouldn't have done it and I ruined my career and all of that.
Now, you know what? Controversy, I don't care what people say. Controversy and awareness always sells. After that point, once you got everyone's attention, you got to bring it home.
I agree.
So you got everybody's attention
Absolutely.
now. There's no
I got
question
the
about
attention,
that.
And the good thing is that I've been an artist before this. A lot of reality stars, now decide, now I want to sing. But for me, all my life, I've been a musician.
And let's talk about that because you may have heard, casually about Amina's sister's group. So tell us about Black Buttafly.
Black Buttafly, been around for years. I mean, we had major deals. We were signed, came to New York from Germany with nothing, basically nothing, like $600 in the big dream of making it. And we got signed, to Def Jam in 2006. And, all of a sudden we're around, the greats, Russell Simmons, Jay-Z, and everybody. And it was just so huge, just being signed. It ended up, we never released an album, kind of like, the project we released 2 singles and toured a lot throughout the States, and people might know our, a single or 2 that we had out, Bad Girl.
Yeah, you know what? They performed, y'all performed at one of my joints.
Oh yeah? What was it?
I
probably remember.
I know you won't remember, trust me, because I barely remember, but when you had said, I don't know, there's something that's just gelled, and I remember meeting you and your 2 sisters in 2006.
We went everywhere and did all the radio stations, and, it was a nice little... good experience, but how it happens often these days, like just being signed doesn't mean you're gonna make it. So,
but you don't know that in the very, very beginning, but you rudely found out as time went on. So you grew some extra skin and you got a little tougher.
Absolutely, yeah, it made me who I am. And then after that, actually, years later, I had another deal where our older sister left the group, and it was just me and my twin sister, and we got signed again and became Entertainment J Records. Another big thing that we thought, this time it's it, but didn't happen again. And, you just go through those things, but it makes you the artist, it makes you stronger.
Makes you resilient. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? If everything was just so easy for you, I don't know if you would really appreciate it once you kind of get there.
True.
And now you have a wealth of information and knowledge because you can impart that upon those who are just trying to get to your step right now. So, kudos to you. And I'm glad. I mean, obviously, you guys wanted everything to kind of fly off the handle initially.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that's what you always want.
we always want something when we want it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we're going to have it.
That way.
No, it never happens that way. So then this wonderful opportunity comes along. Now I understand Amina is singing at a spot in New York that I frequent a lot. And I was just sharing with her before we got on air tonight that my producer and I, one night we just kind of decided to hang out. Matter of fact, I was introducing him to the spot because I was like, yeah, man, this is a nice spot for, a nice platform where musicians can come together and singers can come together and they just expose themselves. And great networking opportunities.
Definitely.
And who's on stage?
At the Village Underground.
At the Village Underground.
In New York. And I've been there for the past almost 4 years. And it's been like school. Like, I've just learned so much, even after being signed and being around all those, big stars and everything. But going back to, like, the roots and really being around those amazing musicians, it's just been, like, kind of like, it's just made me a better performer and a better singer, a better everything. So.
It takes, again, you have now gotten the grit underneath your fingernails, even though you get a manicure every 2 weeks. And, now you understand what the essence of this whole business is about. I do want to go to the love lines. Can we go to the love lines and see who's there? Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What's your name?
Bradley.
Bradley, I have the beautiful Amina Buddafly with me tonight from Love and Hip Hop New York. Say hello to Amina, Bradley.
Hi, Amina. How you doing?
Hi, Bradley. I'm good.
So we know you're calling in to give us your thoughts on this topic tonight. Can a person that has once cheated in a relationship ever be trusted again?
Yes, I think they can be.
Oh, really? All right. Please impart your wisdom on us.
All things are possible. The great saying, all things are possible. And with enough trust and hope and prayer, things are possible. I really believe that.
Prayer on what side of the block you're looking at, though?
Well, there's different scenarios. Well, if there's do you mean if the woman was cheated on a man or vice versa? Depending on where you're coming from with that, too, as well.
What do you say about that?
I mean, I also think that it depends on why they cheated. Because, if it's just what they do because they cheat,
right?
Then
Well,
yeah.
It's probably harder, but if it's like a really mess
okay,
up.
so, but suppose they weren't getting something, because that sometimes leads people to cheat. So let's say they weren't getting a satisfaction in that relationship.
Then,
Would that person who they cheated on, be honest now, would that person they cheated on be objective with themselves when they look in the mirror and say, look, I know what I'm not bringing to this relationship, so maybe that's the reason why, even though they will not show that on the forefront. You got me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's when both parties have to, like, work on themselves. Like, they both people have to be in agreement with the whole thing. And, again, it depends on why it happened. If it's really the person that's being cheated on, then they have to do better. So.
I agree. Hey, Bradley, man, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us, and I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Can I dedicate a record to my wife?
Yeah. What's your wife's name?
Keisha Malik.
Keisha. Okay.
Keisha Malik?
Malik?
Yes, Keisha Malik.
Malik. Okay. How long you guys been married?
A year. This Friday coming, we'll be 1 year married.
Oh.
Nice.
Newlyweds.
Almost
They're
like me.
you. Yeah, exactly. just like Amina. She's a newlywed too.
Oh, well, God bless her.
Hey, man, how does that tell a guy who's never been married, get a woman's perspective, and I get Bradley's perspective before we let you go. What's that feeling like? You just got married. This person is with you now to the end of the time, according to how the story goes.
Right.
So, but how's that? Is that an exhilarating moment for you from a man's perspective? And I'll get Amina's thoughts on this in a moment.
It is very exhilarating.
How long were you with your now wife before you said I do?
I think it was about a year, almost 4 months. 4 months.
4 months and then you got married?
almost 4 months before I proposed to her.
What?
Wait. But how long?
I think
How long did you know her?
only knew her maybe 7 months.
No.
Oh my God! Amazing.
No way, man. Are
You
you
have
really?
trust in a person when you really believe in a person, and I think when they're really doing everything without you saying anything, and they have to do everything that you feel they should do is right, then you get closer and you get closer and closer. And these things it's about love. It's really about love.
Okay.
Falling in love is a beautiful thing.
No, I look. I'm a supporter for the power of love. I am. Amina.
Yes, all the best to you.
what
I
would you
mean, my case is a little bit different. I don't know if I can even answer that because people know via Love and Hip Hop that me getting married it wasn't like the traditional normal way. It was more like out of nowhere and spontaneous and not really thought through. And I've said before in interviews that I think that if we really would have thought it through, we would not be married. So with me, it's like sometimes I have to admit I can't take this marriage too serious as I should be taking it because of the situation.
Well, I am.
People will relate because they know what's going on.
I am looking at her finger right now, and I'm wondering, like, where is?
Yeah. That's another thing.
I'm going to deal with that issue. Hey, Bradley, thanks for calling, man, and congratulations, man.
Can I dedicate a record, please?
What's the song, man?
By John Legend, All of Me.
All of Me.
Love all of you.
Yeah, that is the wedding song of
Keisha
the century. You got it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace. Wow. Yeah. So. Can you put your hand on the table?
This one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just went, oh, that's pretty nice. You have what's
I
that?
am.
Oh, that's
It's
hot.
like my life motto. My EPs are called I Am, Part 1 and 2. And it's like kind of a statement of like it's just self-awareness. Just I am whatever I want to be. People are always like, what is on the other hand? Nothing. I just am.
What's your sign?
Aries.
Oh, April
Yep, 18th.
18th. Gotcha.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, it's interesting how people's perception of marriage is. But you're not a traditionalist, though, right?
No, I mean, again, the way I got married was very crazy.
But there's no perfect. I understand how the book says how things are supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been people that have gotten married, that met people, and they last 20, 30, 40 to the end of time.
Right, and that's what I would hope for me and my marriage. And I just at this point, I've been almost married a year, and just so much happened in that year that, like, I don't even know. Like, people watch a show and they see how crazy this relationship is. This
Hey,
marriage. And they don't even really take it serious, and sometimes I don't.
Can you help me clear up some understanding? Because from a man's perspective, I like clarity. Right?
Okay.
So I have he didn't. Okay, so her husband is Peter Guns.
Yes.
And Peter Guns was in a relationship of 13 years. He has 2 children. He wasn't married to this woman, Tara, that he was in a relationship with for the 13-year time period. My question is, did he tell you about how that relationship was?
Absolutely not. He would never speak about
So how
that.
forthcoming were you? Because, I had a situation like that in a previous relationship where I'm kind of forthcoming. You get to know a person, you kind of share certain situations with that
Right.
person,
The
and
thing
then you hope that person shares information with you, right?
Right.
But if you don't get it,
Absolutely.
what happens?
No, the thing is, Peter and I would talk about previous relationships that we'd been in, but he would talk about his relationships with other women that he had had before me, and not Tara. So, people. I mean, this is out. I don't like throwing him under the bus or anything.
I got you.
And
Being honest.
I'm not going to get deep into it, but the thing is, it's a fact, and he's admitted it, and he's been saying that he's cheated on her too. So he was just keep that relationship with Tara completely in the blinds, like to me.
Okay, so pause for a
at
minute.
least.
Help me understand something. So, the more honest a person is, and if you know their past, right? If you
Right.
know their past, doesn't that put out a red flag for you?
Absolutely. And the thing is, meeting Peter in the beginning, I was dating someone else when I met Peter, and I knew how he was rolling. And I was like, always thinking to myself, oh, I could never be with somebody like that. Never. and I end up being married to this person. So it's kind of
look. You know what? I am not being the good guy no more. He's washed up. The good guy doesn't win. And I hate to say this, but every time I like to think the Lone Ranger wins, he doesn't win. It's always the bad guy who wins the day, who gets the girl, who gets the excitement, who puts a sparkle in their eye. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
He was great at living that kind of, I say, double life because.
But he's not the only one. I mean, there's countless millions of situations like this that goes on all the time.
Exactly, and people seem to not acknowledge that or just forget it.
Yeah,
because he's on TV and he's decided to expose himself, but it's a lot of.
But okay, going back though, has the good guy attracted you or the bad boy?
The bad boy. I tried to change that. Like I was younger, in my 20s, I was dating.
I got you.
And I was always attracted to the bad guy. Then actually, the guy I was dating before Peter, to me it was different type. Very, it seemed to, I was like, I'm getting older. I really want to try something different. But then he turned out he cheated on me too. So at the end of the day, you can never be sure. You can never know. Even he seemed like a good guy.
Wow. The question is, will you give the good guy another chance if that should ever happen? Don't even answer right now. We're going to go back on air and talk to Amina Buddafly, but thank you so much for coming out and being with me tonight inside the Quiet Storm. I really appreciate it. .5 WBLS. Welcome inside the Quiet Storm, where it's nice, soft, warm, and comfortable, and quite sexy tonight. We have Amina Buddafly from Love and Hip Hop New York in the building, and we're getting a lot of wonderful awareness and some juice online. So if you haven't had a chance to look at us online and hear the conversation, you can always rewind after this whole thing is over. That's for sure. But we're scratching the surface on the topic tonight, which is, can a person that has once cheated in a relationship ever be trusted again? And I think there might be a possibility of them to be trusted again, but they really would have to seriously work on it and seriously try to convince the person who they cheated on. I don't know how that happens, though, because having been down that road where women have cheated on me, it's hard to trust after that, because I'm not going to trust you so openly. I hear you.
Exactly.
But you really got to prove it
back. And you said the right word, work. You have to work for, to get the trust back. You can't just expect to. Because the times that I have been cheated on by men, like, they just, after it happened, they will tell you, oh, I'm not going to do it again. I fucked up and stuff like that. So, but, they have to has to be a change. You have to see the change.
This is true. You do. I want to go to the Love Lines and get a reaction from the Love Line. I know I have a young lady by the name of Sandy on the line. Sandy, what's your thought on the topic?
The way I see it, as you say, keeping it real, there's some people who are, whether they're in a relationship or not, they're continuously running. They're on the hunt all the time. There's some people like that. And then the second thing is that there's some people that are in a relationship that are really just wounded from neglect.
Wow.
And they wind up cheating because sometimes things present themselves to them. They're not even looking for it, but sometimes these things happen and they're not strong enough to walk away from it.
You're right on both counts, in my opinion. But the question is, though, once a person cheats, can they be trusted again?
It depends. In some situations, they could be. It depends on the two people. They have to both participate in redoing their relationship from start. And they have to agree to do it. Both of them have to agree to do it. If that's the case, it depends on the relationship they have already or they had already. If it was strong enough and they were both in love with each other, they may want to try it again. They may want to renew their relationship. And there are all kinds of ways to do that, all kinds of ways. But it depends on the two people.
I agree. It does depend on the two people. And speaking of two people, Amina is in a very interesting situation. If you've been watching Love and Hip Hop New York, her and Peter Guns, you guys got married. Congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you so much.
And it's been challenging for you. And, I know you want to, as a stepmom now, I guess the biggest challenge is trying to, he has children.
He does have children, and it hasn't even gotten to the point where I even consider myself a stepmom, because I still to this day have not met his kids, his 2 young boys. I've met his older children, his grown-up kids I met, but he has more than that, and he's most attached to his little boys that I'm still
How many children
waiting.
does he have?
He's got 7 kids.
Okay. Let's. Can we play your song?
We absolutely can.
Amina has a brand new CD that's available on iTunes as we speak. The name of the album is
I Am Part 2. It's
I
on
Am.
iTunes.
And the song that we're going to play and give everyone an exclusive on is called Win. What inspired that song?
I love that you picked that to play, because it's just, when one of those times when, I was signed, but I was down because nothing happened. And, just the kind of empowering yourself to make it. That's where it came from.
And that is so important. I want you to listen to the words of the song. It comes from her heart. It comes from her soul. Amina Buddafly, inside the Quiet Storm. 107.5 WBLS.
Why would a bird stop flying when it's meant to fly? Why would you say you can't do what you've never tried? Why would an instrument stop making a sound? And why do people always wanna bring you down? These questions that I ask may mean nothing to you, but to go after my dream is all I wanna do. So just keep saying all these reasons why I should let it go. 'Cause in this life I'm in, anything I believe is possible. And giving up ain't an option, no matter what, I'm pulling through. And when is what I'll do. Sometimes I close my eyes and start dreaming about the greatest things I believe in. No, I will do whatever it takes. Better days will come and I just cannot wait for you to finally realize that this is what I do. For me to say yes, I'm here and I'm doing it for you. For them to stop giving me reasons why I should let it go. 'Cause in this
107.5 WBLS. Amina Buddafly and Winning. I like that.
My song.
We need self-empowerment songs like that.
Yes, I actually wrote a lot of those in the past. On this EP, I think that's the only one that's that direction. But really? I love them. They make you feel so strong.
And we need to be that, because, we are faced with so many challenges in life. And we need something that sometimes you have to reach down inside real strong and pull something up in order to keep going on. Because so many people don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be an inspiration song for many.
I hope so. I would hope so. I love inspiring people.
How can we said it's available on iTunes? Well, they don't have no more damn record stores, so I guess what they could do is download it.
It's downloadable, iTunes. Also, you can listen to it on SoundCloud and on like Spotify and stuff like that. So
you played piano.
I played on that song too. I play all my music myself.
You're gifted. You're gifted, man. You're gifted. How many instruments do you play?
Just piano and guitar.
But you were playing. I heard that you were singing like when you were a baby.
Yes, I always say that I wish I would have started playing instruments when I was a kid because I would be just so much greater. I started playing at like 22, 23, but I've always been singing, so that's the number one thing. But starting to play instruments kind of just changed the whole me as an artist on a different level. And
do you're multicultural because you speak fluent German.
I do, my first language.
And you speak English. But you know what it's always amazing to me because when I realize that people speak a foreign language, it's easy to pick up other languages. So do you speak Spanish too?
I don't. I when I was in high school, I had Spanish and Italian, but I forgot all of it. Really? But German.
But you could pick it up probably.
Maybe, I don't know. I should try again. It would be nice to speak a third language. But right now it's just German and English.
Can you just say, I enjoy being on the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green in German for me?
Ich mag es total, auf der Lenny Quiet Storm zu sein und hier mit euch zu sprechen. Ist so schön. Ich komme gerne wieder nächstes Mal. Auf jeden Fall.
I love it.
Oh my God. And the crazy thing is I hate talking German. I hate the sounds. I hate everything about it. But it's natural. It's where I'm from, so I'm
know how, oh man, see, us over here, well, some of us, all right, we have an appreciation for that. I think it's very, very sexy, really, really nice. So you have a gift. In case you didn't know it, you do have a gift. Amina Buddafly is her name, and she is about doing so many things. Okay, so we know that you are obvious on Love and Hip Hop, New York. If they asked you to do another season after season 4, would you do it?
That's the big question, and I'm kind of starting to really seriously think about it. I've had moments where I regretted doing the show, but then it shifts, it changes every day. But I think it's not confirmed yet, and I haven't gotten the call, so I'm gonna make my decision once that comes.
Okay, that's
but I'm open to it. It's brought a lot of positive to me too, so. I just kind of got to go into myself.
Okay, so aside from the reality show, you got the CD album.
I do.
Amina's other levels of fulfillment that would make you happy from this point on?
That's really it. Like, my music has always been my number one thing. I'm really not interested in a lot of other things. I just love, being around people, having conversation. But as far as career-wise, that's really what I'm pushing for right now, just being out there and playing.
Do you want to write for other people as well?
Oh, that's a good thing. That's definitely something that I've always wanted to do, and I always, tried. I've been in sessions, and I want to write with different people. But I've noticed that I'm an artist that it's hard for me to collaborate. I like to work alone. My best work comes when I'm all by myself. That's what I believe.
I think a lot of people work creatively like that as well, but they may write. Like if you're by yourself, you may know. So let's say Neo. Let's use another. Neo's style. If you write a song by yourself, creatively, but you say this is perfect for Neo.
Right. I've had songs like that, and he's somebody that I would love to work with.
I don't sing, and I would love to work with the dude because I think I can learn how to sing from that point.
Ever since we got signed to Def Jam together, I've always wanted to work with him. So hopefully that would be something that I'd be interested in. Yeah.
And what's your hope and we got to go back on air in just a moment. What's your hope and fulfillment dream, just personally?
To become happy, because sometimes I don't know where has this taken me. I really like this whole thing and the drama thing of the show. It's not just TV, it's real life. I'm still dealing with it every day, and it's difficult. It's still difficult, and I just want to be more at ease. I don't want to be stressed out. You know, when you asked me in the beginning, how you feeling? I'm stressed out. I don't want to be that anymore.
I mean it. 107.5 WBLS. This is The Quiet Storm. We're talking to Amina Buddafly. We heard a wonderful exclusive song from Amina's hot new CD that's available on iTunes, on SoundCloud. A lot of songs. Is the album totally acoustic?
No, it's actually. I am part 2 that I just released, which I'm promoting, but I have an acoustic EP out, which is called I Am Part 1. It's been out for a year, and that's mostly acoustic. So both of these, it's kind of a 2-part EP. And this second one, I've collaborated with some great producers, Dot and Pro. I got to shout them out. They helped me with my single, Don't Wanna Be Right, and a couple other records on the EP. So to make it sound a little bigger, I guess. You know, people comment on my stuff these days and say they like me acoustic, and I love when I hear that, because that's where I come from and what I normally do. But on this EPs, yeah, it's great. It's a mixture. Some songs are acoustic, some songs are produced.
Well, I have yet to get the full package, but
yes.
I definitely want to enjoy that brand new project. I need to get you back when we do a Quiet Storm live show.
I would love to,
because I would love for you to perform at the live show, and I think your many followers and fans right now would definitely love to see you in that element.
I get asked every day.
We know how you are in the element on Love and Hip Hop New York, and I know that makes you take a couple of aspirin and Tylenol from time to time.
It does.
So, I hope things become a lot better for you.
Thank you so much.
But I hope the learning experience has been enlightening to you.
From doing the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Always when you go through something, you learn.
But so. my question to Amina is, you dated the bad boys. Would you give, as much as, and you're not the only one, but would you give the good guy a chance if he had came along?
I mean, I have to meet him to see.
That says no.
I don't know what it is with us women. We attracted to the bad ones, but
well, Mary says the best in her songs.
Yeah.
She made a statement. I forgot the line, so I don't want to quote it. But she says, I guess obviously bad boys are pretty edgy and they're attractive to a lot of ladies.
But I think that one day I'll get there. Like if I continue being with the bad boys,
well,
I'll get too fed up with it, and I'll probably even a little older.
What would you like to say to everybody before we let you get out of here?
I want everybody to continue watching the show, but also make sure to check me out and my music, because you can see my character and get to know me through my music. So I love when people really get into that and judge me from that more than what they see on TV.
So important. Her name is Amina Buddafly, and you can catch her Monday nights while the show is lasting. I know we have a reunion show coming up. That should be pretty interesting, y'all. Love and Hip Hop New York. It's been an interesting experience, and I thank you for the conversation tonight.
Thank you so much.
And we will see you soon.
Yes.
It's 107.5 WBLS. Bradley and Keisha Malik, the newlyweds. I got a song for you two lovebirds coming up in just a moment. Keep it right here on 107.5 WBLS.
Get mad and just want to cuss somebody out in the restroom.
Hold on. Before we let it go, we want to say goodbye to everybody who's watching online.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching us online. I hope the conversation has been pretty enlightening and interesting to you.
Hopefully so.
Love and Hip Hop has been interesting to us, because I scratch my head so much I don't have no more hair. So it's definitely.
You watch it every week?
I watch it enough to know.
Okay.
So I know a few things, and it's always amazing to me. I'm like, this cannot be happening. This cannot going on. I can't, So it's amazing. But the only thing I can hope is that we all get it together at some point.
Oh yes, definitely me.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's a good thing, but we all have to do that.
Yes.
We all have to look in the mirror. It's easy to point the finger at somebody.
Right.
The hardest thing is looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, all right, this is what I need to do to be better as a person. Once you do that, though, the question is how much of an intellect do we become to know not to fall into the same damn hole once we do that. That's the trick of life. Part. So, you know, when you write the book, I'll read it, and you can share your secrets with me.
Good. I might just think about doing that.
You should be starting the book right about now, that's for sure.
Right? Yes, keep looking out for it.
Amina Buddafly, it's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon. I'm going to grab her for definitely a Quiet Storm live. I think that would be nice. Very, very nice. Yes. So, Quay, let's make that happen for sure, all right? Keep listening, and I got those tickets coming up for Uncle Charlie in just a matter of moments right here on 107.5 WBLS.